Good evening, and thanks for everyone who's joining tonight. If you're on already, please say hi and tell me where you're from. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes to see who else joins us tonight. I'm just getting set up. What I planned on doing was talking about my May giveaway, which is this fabulous basket filled with 6 hanks of Be So Brave yarn and a large bottle of Wrapture, which you can see right here. And what I thought I'd do is show you some of the different things that you can make with 6 hanks of Wrapture. So I've got all of my sample garments. Hi Kristin, hi Eliza, thanks for joining me. Please introduce yourself if you come to join tonight. I know it's been a while since I did a Facebook Live, and this room is pretty much the reason why. I've been under construction trying to set up a better space in my home to have a studio, to be able to do some interactive instructional videos, as well as do more of the Facebook Live. Hi Chesla, thanks for joining. So tonight I thought it would be a great excuse to use the new space as well as talk about this fabulous giveaway. And if you're watching live, I wasn't able to put in the link to show you where to enter to win this prize pack, but as soon as the live goes to video, which will be for Facebook and YouTube, I'll put in a link, and that link is going to take you to my website, to this blog post, which talks all about what you will be entering to win. And there's this really simple, let's see, there's this really simple thing right here that shows up on the blog post, and it tells you all the different ways you can enter to win. One of them is signing up for my newsletter, or subscribing to my YouTube channel, or tweeting about it, or there's a variety of ways, and some of them you can do every day. And the giveaway is going, or the contest is going on until June 1st. So you've got lots of time and lots of chances for winning still, so good luck. And now I thought I'd show you some of the projects. Oh, also when you go to that blog post, it'll obviously show you where to buy Be So Brave yarn, and as well as how to buy Wrapture. And then it will also give you a link to all of the free patterns that I offer using Be So Brave yarn, which is, in case you're not familiar with Be So Brave yarn, it's 100% merino wool made completely in the US, from every aspect of production, from the sheep to the shearers to the dyeing. Absolutely everything is done in the US, and it's 100% American merino wool, which is super soft and super lofty, has a lot of squish factor, and it's really soft against the skin. Worsted weight, so it's something that is really quick to work up. And I have lots of one-hank projects even, like I have several hats that are one-hank project, and even some cowls. These are 2 of the knit hat patterns. I absolutely love this one. It's herringbone slip stitch mosaic, but done on a stockinette background instead of garter stitch, and it makes it look a lot more complicated than it is. So that one would actually be 2 balls because it's 2 colors. And here's a beautiful cabled hat. Really, really pretty. And let's see. Here's a piece that shows off a lot of the different colors. This has flamingo and creamsicle, American Beauty, and Huckleberry Pie. And when you go to the free pattern pages to access these patterns, as well as download them to put on your devices or print for yourself, there's also information there on how to get access to the video tutorials. I've done a lot of video tutorials for most of these patterns, and if they're available, they're either embedded right into the free pattern page, or you can go to my YouTube channel and access all of them there as well. And I think there's a playlist for every one of my yarns, including Be So Brave. If anybody has any questions, by all means feel welcome to ask them. If I can see your question, I will definitely answer it now, or if I don't know the answer, I could always get back to you after the broadcast. So once again, for anybody who's just joining, We're talking about my May giveaway, which is this basket worth over $100. It comes with 6 hanks of Be So Brave yarn, my 100% American-made merino wool that's worsted weight, and a large size bottle of Wrapture. For those of you that don't know, whoops, which way did it go? Oh, it went too far, so we'll pull this one out. Hi, Renee. Hi from Oak City, Utah. That's cool. Vilma, very nice. I'm glad you want to make a shawl. Are you a knitter or a crocheter? Because I could probably direct you in the right direction if I know what kind of shawl you'd like to make. So this is Wrapture. Wrapture is my all-natural delicate wash that's made by Eucalan in Canada. It's highly concentrated, and it's a no-rinse formula. It doesn't have any sudsing agent in it, which is generally the reason why soaps need to be rinsed out of clothing, is because of the sudsing agent. It creates a rather large film on the fibers as well, and so it takes a lot more water to rinse it out. This doesn't have it, so it's a no-rinse formula. It has lanolin in it, which works like a conditioner for animal fibers, which is really wonderful as well. Share a pattern. I've got hundreds of free patterns on my website. I would be happy to help you after the broadcast to narrow down what kind of pattern you like. Oh, you're in Puerto Rico. That's wonderful. Thanks for joining. It's also super highly concentrated. So Wrapture, you only need a capful for a sink. And in that sink you could put in a sweater, a shawl, bathing suit, lingerie, whatever you think you could wash in a sink. And so 1 capful, so this size bottle will actually give you about 80 washes. It'll last you a long time. The retail value on this is $13. How do I find time? Oh, thank you. Just busy, 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 always busy. My brain doesn't shut off. And single mom, so I've always got to be on my toes. Okay, so the basket comes with 6 hanks of Be So Brave yarn and the bottle of Wrapture. And now I'll continue on to show you some of the projects. Oh, here's another cowl. This is a cabled cowl that's knit, and you could find that pattern on my website, and that one definitely has a video as well. Here's a crochet cowl using 2 colors. Oh, this is colorway Shining Sea. And this crochet cowl uses colors Plymouth Rock and Lincoln Lime. And this is a really cool technique because it's vertical stripes, but it's crocheted in the round. See that? And you're not using more than one of the yarns at a time, so it looks a lot more complicated than it is. And you could definitely watch the YouTube videos to learn how to do this. It's embedded into the free pattern page on my website, and you can also go right to YouTube to watch it as well. Very awesome technique. I love it. Here's a knit Mobius cowl. Oh, thanks, Judy. I'm glad you like it. I love it too. Here is a Mobius cowl, and this one is done in colorway Huckleberry Pie. It's done in rows, and you can kind of see that here. And then it's joined at the end. This is another project that has the free pattern as well as the videos for you to choose which way you'd like to learn it. And it's one of those really squishy cowls, like one of those super big ones. And I love this style cowl when it's super cold outside. So you may not need it right now, but it would be a great time to pick something out to make for holiday presents as well. So I love that style cowl. But then I'll show you this style cowl is, not that there's anything wrong with this either. Just a totally different look. I love these 2 colors together. Cynthia wants to know who taught me to knit and crochet and at what age. That's a funny story, actually. I was 29 years old, pregnant, and living overseas, had no access to the internet, no access to shops or teachers, and I had this overwhelming desire to knit and crochet for my baby that was coming into the world. And so I taught myself how to knit and crochet. I had like a 20-minute lesson when I was under 10 years old from one of my grandmas to learn how to crochet, and I just asked my mom when I was overseas to just pick up some yarn and some hooks and needles at her local craft store and ship them over to me, and she sent little pamphlets on making baby layette sets. And she sent it to me, and I went, oh my God, I have no idea what this means. And I sat and just stared at it and stared at it. And after a few days, it clicked, and I started. I was horrible at first. My first booty turned out this big, and it was definitely challenging, but I had a lot of time on my hands, and I refused to give up. So I was actually making properly fitting baby booties and hats and layettes by the time my son was born. But then he didn't need anything because we lived in a very warm climate. So I started designing other things because I didn't have any patterns or the internet or any sort of resources. So I resorted to how my math skills. I love math, and I especially love algebra and geometry. And I thought, well, I think I could figure out how to make a triangle and make a shawl. And I swear to God, it was from that moment on that I've been designing. I started designing that day and started sending shawls back to my mom. So, and since then, I have done a lot more shawl designing, obviously, and moved on to garments and home dec and, gosh, jewelry, everything in between. But yeah, I'll tell you what, it just brings me back to one of my favorite expressions, necessity's the mother of invention. If you want something, you will find a way to do it. Renee, oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, books are wonderful. If I had had books, gosh, I probably would have I've learned things so much differently. But I just jumped in and just figured it out as I went. But I will say that because I didn't have resources for learning, I do think that's what made me a designer right from the beginning, because I didn't have anything to fall back on. So I found that it's really good. It was a really good way for me to learn and maybe help with my own personal style of learning, but doesn't mean there's anything wrong with learning from any books or my books or YouTube or free patterns. I mean, the world has totally changed in lots of ways, but definitely in the world of crafts since back then. And my son will be 15 at the end of this month. 1 week away, actually. So anyway, back to, oh, thanks, Bertie, I appreciate that. She wants to get more of my books. Okay, so back to projects. Oh, I have 2 new patterns coming out in Brave. If you are a fan of Knit Crate, and even if you're a subscriber of Knit Crate and you received a crochet crate from them last month, you would have received 3 hanks of Be So Brave yarn. I did 2 patterns for them. This is in Shining Sea, Flamingo, and Lincoln Lime. This is a felted tote bag. And then I also did this really cute scarf, also in those same 3 colors. And the stripes are begun and ended at the every color stripe with this beautiful little flower fringe. So you start a fringe, work a row in that color, start another fringe, then come back in that same color, and then fasten off and pick up your next color. A lot of times in color work you have so many ends to weave in, and I thought doing it lengthwise this way and adding fringe as I went meant I could kind of justify all of those loose ends, and I absolutely adore the way it looks. So anyway, these were 2 patterns that were available with the kit at Knit Crate, and now that it's no longer their monthly kit, I'm able to put these for available on my website. So these will be free patterns fairly soon, as well as videos. In fact, this one's already a video, but the free patterns will be out soon, and those would be 3 ball projects. I have another little felted tote here. This is 2 balls. This uses American Beauty and Flamingo. Let's see, oh, and then this big one up here that I didn't mention yet. Oh, as long as we're on the subject of felting, though, I want to grab one more felting. this is a little felted basket that I made. Haven't decided what I'm going to fill with it yet, but I just love it anyway. And it's 2 balls of Be So Brave yarn. One is Shining Sea and the other one is Lincoln Lime. And this is also done in slip stitch mosaic with a stockinette base, which looks like a lot more complicated stitch pattern than it really is. And this is also a free pattern and free video. And then this one is also slip stitch mosaic color work in knitting. This is a Rwana. Isn't that pretty? The colors used on this one are Huckleberry Pie, Waves of Grain, American Beauty, and Flamingo. This one is super easy to wear. You just throw it over and go. Oh, and I have a belted cape. It's really beautiful. This is crocheted and it's in a beautiful pineapple pattern, and obviously it's tied a little too tight right here because it's on a mannequin that doesn't have arms. But hopefully you can still see how beautiful this pineapple stitch pattern is. And you could also wear it without the belt and just wear it as a loose cape. Thanks, Christy. I love the Rwana too. I wore it a lot in the winter. Now, when I say winter, I live in South Florida, so up north or in other parts of the country, you could wear this a lot more often than I can. But if you like on a day that's not super cold where you don't need a jacket, this is so wonderful to just throw on, even for a cool evening. And the pop of color is just so pretty. So here's the cape now unbelted, and you can definitely see the stitch pattern a lot better. It ends up being like a square. So pretty. That's another one that I like to wear. So the times when I wear heavier garments like this is early mornings at tennis tournaments with my son or things like that. Here's a poncho that I wore a lot to tennis tournaments this winter as well. This one's crocheted. I also have a knit version too. Patty's asking a question. Oh, thank you, Patty. I'm so glad you like Be So Fine yarn. I have new colors in it. I don't know if you've seen, but it comes in 23 colors now, including some variegated. It's really pretty. You're having a heat wave in Olympia, Christy. 80 degrees. Oh my gosh. I don't even know if we're having lows of 80 anymore. We're going to about 95, 96 here during the day, and lows of like 82 at night. Summer's actually just beginning here, but the good news is that our rainy season starts now too, so we get afternoon thunderstorms, which cut the humidity and cut the temperature a little bit, but it's also really pretty to hear in the background sometimes, as long as it doesn't affect our electricity. Oh, the poncho's your favorite, Chris. All right, wonderful, thank you. I have a knit version of it too. Here it is. It's 107, Chris. Where do you live? All right, so that's the knit one and the crochet one. They're both fairly similar. Oh, this is one of my favorite hats that I did in Brave. It's a really plain stockinette, nice tight gauge, and then I did one of those brims on it where you sew it down like that. And so I think that this one's rather masculine looking, and I was thinking about maybe making one in a team color and putting a little patch on it for my son for this football season coming up. 90 in Portland. Wow, summer's arrived everywhere, I guess. Thanks for chiming in, Joanne, and thanks for joining us tonight. Let's see, I know I have more stuff. Ooh, I've got, I don't know if anyone has seen this before. This is a laptop case that I made. This is also felted. It's crocheted, and the kit comes with these felt liners to make it extra padded, and you could fit an 11 or 13 inch laptop in it, or also one of the large iPad Pros. And so you put it in like that, and now it's super padded, not only from the felted wool, but also from those padded liners. And look at that, you're ready to go. Isn't that cool? Summer's too early for you, Chris? Oh. Well, time to stay indoors then. Stay in the air conditioning and work on your knitting and crochet, right? Oh, hi, Dressy. Thank you for joining in. Hello from Germany. Wow. That's great. I think you're the first person that's chimed in from that far away. Let's see, what other goodies do we have in here? Oh, these are really cute too. There was a hat that I showed you that was cabled, and these are the gloves that go with our fingerless mitts. Let me see. Here we go. Remember the cabled hat that I showed you earlier? These mitts match. And I'll tell you what, I wore these all the time early morning at tennis tournaments this year. Just tucked them underneath my, I wore these two together a lot in the wintertime. Oh, two more pieces in here. If anybody has any questions, by all means, please chime in. If you've gone to my website and looked at the contest, please let me know if you have any questions. And even after the broadcast, if you go in there and you have questions about how to enter, please let me know. I'm always happy to help. Okay, this is really cool. This is a shawl done in two colors. This is Cape Cod Bay and Plymouth Rock of Be So Brave yarn, and it started from the top down. And while you're working in garter stitch and doing yarn overs for the increases, you slip stitch those two stitches in the middle of the increases, and it gives you these fabulous vertical stripes, but you're not changing yarn there. So you're only using one color per row, and it's just making it look a lot more complicated than it is. This is a really fun project to knit. It's easy. It's something that I would suggest you could take somewhere where you're not needing a lot of concentration, like a knitting club night. Oh, anybody in the Southwest Florida area, please consider coming to my club. I started a knitting and crochet club 2 months ago, and let's see. Hi, Patty. Yes, I have more coming in them. The problem was, Patty's asking me about a beaded scarf pattern that I have available, and it's super cute, and obviously you liked it too. I sold out of the beads so quickly that I didn't release any of the other patterns, but we're all caught up now, so now I can release another pattern. It's in, I wonder if it's in here. If it's close by, I can show you, like as a sneak peek. And I don't think it is. All right, well, it'll be available on my website and on YouTube really soon anyway. Oh, so anyway, the club. In the club, we meet on Tuesday evenings from 6 to 8 in North Naples, and I offer free knitting and crochet classes, free lessons, one-on-one, semi-private. Anybody can come and ask questions about any patterns, not just mine. They can bring any yarn, not just mine, and I offer my services free of charge for anybody while we're there, and we have so much fun. I've met so many lovely crafters in our area, and I just think it's a really nice place to not only get together and talk to people that are like-minded and have the same interests, but it's a lovely way that I feel great being able to give back and support craftiness in my area. So I'm really excited about that. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, I've got one more project here to show you. Chris, I wish you could come to my club too if you're ever visiting down here, and that's another thing. If you're ever visiting in the area, coming on vacation or whatever, always feel welcome to pop in. You don't have to be just living here to come. If you're ever in the Southwest Florida area, we'd love for you to join us at the Knitting Club. And there's information about that on my website, and if you have any questions, by all means, just ask me. So this is really super cute. I love this stitch pattern. It's like a vine. I'm sure it has a name like that too, but I'm not really good at remembering stitch pattern names. But it's super simple. It's the same type of pattern on both the patterning rows, but it's offset by one stitch. So it makes it look like it's traveling. It's so pretty. So this is not cabled. It's just a decrease, but a decrease changed by one stitch on every pattern row. And because this yarn is so lofty, it almost looks like a cable, doesn't it? It's just so squishy. Lofty means very squishy. It has lots of air in between the fibers and it's just so soft and fluffy. So anyways, this is colorway Flamingo, and it's a rather large and voluminous scarf that you could wear as a wrap as well. And then I've got twisted fringe at the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? I love twisted fringe. I think it looks so expensive. Looks like something you'd get at a store, like a fancy store. Oh, I am sure that I have a lot more projects here in Be So Brave Yarn, but this is all that I was able to grab at a moment's notice when I decided to come in here and do a Facebook Live. I've been meaning to do it all day, actually all week, and I started seeing storm clouds roll in a little while ago. I'm like, if you're going to do it tonight, you better do it before the storms start, because I didn't want my electricity to go out. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad you like the shawl. Eliza, that's Flamingo colorway in Be So Brave Yarn. I think you've seen me working on it in club, actually. Thank you, Renee. I'm glad you like it. Does anybody have any questions about the giveaway? I can show you again on screen here. I'm going to send you to the link, and it's going to be a page on my website that says giveaway. Oh, don't want it to get too shiny. And when you go there, you're going to scroll down, and this little box here. Why do I look so different? Oh, I just have my hair in a bun. Did I make my vest, Joanne? Yes, this is a knit vest done in Be So Fine yarn, which is fingering weight bamboo, and this is colorway Crushed Berries. It's called the Wandering Love Vest, and it's a free download on my website, and it's also a free video on my YouTube channel. So back to the giveaway. When you click on here, you're going to have options for different ways to enter the contest. And not only can you enter in, I think, 7 different ways, from subscribing to my newsletter, commenting on the blog, subscribing to my YouTube channel, tweeting about it, liking my Facebook page, which you might have already if you're here at the live broadcast. And if not, I welcome you to like the page as well so that you can be notified when new things are happening. But I think the 2 quickest ways to find out what's new would be subscribing to my YouTube channel and subscribing to my mailing list. So both of those are things that you can do to enter to win the contest. And there are a couple of things that you can do on there. Oh, and something to do with Pinterest as well. So you please feel welcome to go back. You can enter daily. Any of the ones that are daily ones you can do every day. Every time you do one of the entries, you get another chance to win. On June 1st, next week, next Monday, I believe, I will be choosing the winner randomly and notifying that person right away. And this has been so much fun that please keep in mind that this may be the first monthly giveaway, but it won't be the last. I will just be picking, a different selection of goodies every month and trying something different. It's just a great way to talk about the free patterns and the yarns, and just talk about and get people talking and asking questions about stuff. I entered. Oh, great, Elaine. I'm glad you're enjoying all of the emails you're getting. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Does anybody else have any questions? I don't think it's too hard to enter the giveaway, but if for any reason you have questions, by all means, just hit the contact me button on my website or ask me a question here. I'm not hard to get a hold of, and I'm pretty good at getting back to people. I try. All right, I don't see any more questions, so I might wrap things up here. Patty's asking me, have I ever done loom knit projects before? No, I haven't done loom knitting before. I feel like the giveaway, Shani's asking if the giveaway is worldwide. The giveaway is not worldwide. For some reason, there are legal aspects, and I had to choose my own country only for this one. If that changes and I can open up the giveaway worldwide in the future, I definitely will. I ship worldwide. In fact, I ship yarn all over the world every week. I shipped to Canada today. I shipped to the Netherlands earlier this week. I shipped to Sweden this week, where I shipped to Australia this week. So it's not an issue about whether or not I ship. There's just something with the giveaway and legal issues, and I would hate to get sued over something like that. It doesn't really make sense to me. Hi, Ebony. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. So I'm not sure about why the giveaway is limited, but if you're interested in ordering yarn from me, I would happily ship it to you wherever you live. Where do you live, Chani? I think there's a little bit of a lag between chatting, so sorry if I am a little late in answering. Hi, Patty. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. Exactly, Chris. I don't want to get sued. And when I read the disclaimer and the liability, I was like, whoa, I was just trying to give away yarn. I didn't realize it was so serious to have a giveaway. But the rules and regulations and liability was paragraphs long and in a lot of legal dialogue. So I just thought I'm going to keep it nice and simple. And, you know, when they can make it easier, then I'll add more to it. But until then, this is what made the most sense to me. Looks like in another one I could add Canada, but there were very few areas that I was able to add. And there was definitely some, I had to make sure that people were only 18 to win. Chani, in the UK, yeah, it is a shame about the giveaway, but you can definitely order from me. I ship to the United Kingdom every week. I'm always shipping over there. My shipping rates are reasonable. I work on, if I get a better rate with my carriers, I always reduce the shipping. I don't add any money to the shipping charges, so if you want to order from me, I would be happy to ship you some yarn. All right, I don't know if I see any other questions, but I'm so glad that all of you joined me tonight, and I wish everyone luck who was able to participate in the giveaway. And in the giveaway, it's going to be this beautiful basket filled with 6 hanks of Be So Brave yarn. This happens to be American Beauty colorway. So gorgeous. And it also comes with a large bottle of Wrapture, all natural delicate wash. Looks like it's too bright. Hey Linda, thanks for joining me from Texas. Ah, it's still too bright. Anyway, it's a large bottle of Wrapture, all natural delicate wash. This is a 16.9 ounce bottle that is highly concentrated. You only need a cap full per wash, and it is about 80 loads in this one bottle. Hey Chris, yeah, I have no complaints. I get lots of orders and spend a lot of time winding yarn because I always wind the yarn for free with orders. And yeah, I'm really happy. Everybody's been so happy with their orders. I get great emails and reviews all the time, see lots of beautiful finished projects on Ravelry. So happy to see what other people are making with my yarn. It's such a wonderful, exciting experience. Elaine, thank you so much. I like it. Chris, do I make the Wrapture? No, Eucalan is a wonderful family-owned company in Canada who actually makes it. I helped them come up with the scent for this particular one. Oh my Sugarfoots. Oh yes, Ebony. Everything on my web that I've talked about here is available on my website and more. I have 8 different yarns that I make and sell. All of these projects that I've shown tonight are all free patterns. I have hundreds of free knit and crochet patterns on my website, hundreds of free tutorials on how to make them on my YouTube channel, and then I also I don't make Wrapture. Back to the Wrapture question. Oh, thanks, Chris. Yeah, it's really important to me. What's the point of being in business if you're not doing an amazing job and trying to make everyone happy? Customer service is #1 to me, and it's the one thing that I would want someone to take away from experiencing my company is, in fact, I've gotten a couple of reviews that said, getting a package from me is like getting a package from a girlfriend, not a company. And that's exactly what my goal is. I'm just trying to make it as special as possible. We live in a world where most things are so corporate and cold and boring that anything I can do to make things warm and fuzzy just makes me happy. And if it makes me happy, and if it makes other people happy, then it makes me even more happy. So it's just wonderful. Good night, Patty. Thanks for joining me tonight. Okay, Wrapture, all natural delicate wash. This is a $13 retail value bottle. Does about 80 washes. You're going to get that plus 6 hanks of Be So Brave yarn, all American worsted weight wool. This basket retails for over $100, and if you follow the link that I will be adding after the broadcast, you will be entered to win this gorgeous gift basket, and I'll be announcing the winner on June 1st. Good luck, everyone. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of these beautiful patterns tonight. Hi, Mary Ellen. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions about the patterns, the yarns, the videos, or anything at all, I'm very easy to reach, and I am happy to answer your questions if I can. If I don't see any other questions in the next couple of minutes, I will probably log off. If we need a specific yarn for a project, would you be able to tell us which of your yarns we could substitute? Absolutely, Chris. I have yarns that are fingering weight, sport weight, worsted weight, and super chunky. And if I think it's a fiber and or a weight that is easily substitutable, I would be happy to help you do that. Lots of people buy my yarns and make their own projects and not necessarily for my patterns. Happens all the time, and if you wanted help in learning how to substitute, I would be happy to do that for you. Probably would also be a good series of videos on YouTube or on my blog to teach people how you substitute. It's really fascinating. It's not always just as cut and dried as it sounds, and there's really major steps that you can, or major points that you can consider when choosing a substitute, like whether something's plant-based, animal-based, not as well as the weight of the yarn, and how do you determine the weight of the yarn. It doesn't mean it's a 50-gram ball. It doesn't mean it's 200 yards. Weight means, you know, how thick the actual yarn is. So there's lots that goes into it, but there's great standards, and whether you say it's a number 4 medium or a number 1 superfine, that helps a lot in figuring out the weights. There's a lot to talk about for it, so I would be happy to share my knowledge with you if you have something specific you want help with, and then maybe if a lot of people are interested, I'll make it more general knowledge as well. Thanks, that's a great question. Oh, thanks, Patty. I'm so glad you like my yarns. That's wonderful. What yarns have you tried? Oh, Be So Fine only. Okay, that's great. Hi, Ada. Oh, thanks for joining me from Puerto Rico. That's wonderful. Yes, I have a YouTube channel. You can find it by searching my name, Kristin Omdahl, and I could definitely give you the direct link as soon as the broadcast is finished. I can send you a reply to your comment right here. But yeah, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post videos all the time, and I'm definitely open for requests. So if you have a specific technique or question, I would be happy to help you if I can and make a video. I find that when people have questions, they're not the only ones that have those questions. So by taking requests and helping someone specifically, I'm also helping people generally. So I think it works out really well to do that. When I did my crocodile stitch, the first video for crocodile stitch the other day, I've got more coming. It was based on a request. Somebody had asked me specifically for that one, and as soon as I posted the video, I found there were so many other people that had similar questions. So it works out really well. So I encourage all of you to send me your requests, and I'll add them to my list, and when I can get to them, I definitely will. All right, well, thank you everyone so much for joining me tonight. I must apologize that it's been a while since I've done a Facebook Live, and I miss it. I love being able to connect with you here. This is one of the reasons why I haven't done it in a while. I've been really busy rebuilding my studio space and trying to have a nice little space for setting things up and showing you what's going on and what's new. Oh, Chris, I don't know how I find the time either. I'm just really, I'm always going. In fact, I have another 3 or 4 things going on tonight still when we're done here. But that's all right. That's what I do. I just can't stop. Brain doesn't stop. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining tonight, and I will talk to you soon, and I hope it won't be nearly as long till our next Facebook Live again. Have a good night. Bye! Please subscribe to my channel for more videos.